What's up, guys? It's Camuel Shoutcast and another StarCraft 2 replay. At the bottom of the screen here we have the red Terran as Pride, and at the top of the screen we have the blue Zerg as the Raven. Quick little explanation for everybody out there. YouTube does not post my videos right away, or any video for that matter, in 1080p. It takes a couple hours. So I've had a few questions of why aren't your videos in 1080p right away. It's not my problem, it's YouTube's fault. So blame them, sorry, but it will be there. It takes a couple hours. So just check back and you can see this video in HD high definition for you. So this matchup's pretty good. I had only watched a few minutes of the video, so I won't be able to spoil the ending. I guess one of my videos I had spoiled it, so I apologize for that. But again, this should be a good matchup. I saw some tricky things in the beginning here, so figured I'd put this one up and hopefully it ends just as good as it started. So this is actually a ladder game in the Platinum Division. I believe they're both 2100 plus. I didn't get a whole description on it, so I'm not too sure what it is. But again, you know that I like to kind of throw in a mix of games of some Platinum players, some pros, and every once in a while throw in an amateur game or a novice game, because you never know. Sometimes the tactics that they use in those games may look orthodox, but then it really gets picked up by the pros, and they really develop some of the interesting strats that you see today. So every once in a while it's good to cast those, and you maybe see an early strat that a pro picks up later, and then they start to use it really in their matches themselves. So let's jump into the game here. So we have the Raven going for his natural expansion. It looks like he's about, so it's 8 across here, then so we have another 5, so we're at 13 here, so that's not too bad. 13 pool, and so Pride is going to come in. He's going to see that natural. He's going to also see this tricky little spawning pool. So many people try to hide it up here, but it's just anybody worth a damn always will find it up here. It doesn't even really matter. But again, the Raven's kind of spreading out his overlord here. I don't even think he understands where or sees where Pride is at right now. So I'm sure he'll move his overlord down there and see it soon. But again, I've said this I think 4 times I've done so far now, Shoutcast and Lost Temple. Going for an early expansion as Terran or Protoss is so crucial to this map. With this massive choke point, it makes all the difference in this game. So it looks like he's going to go for his factory and barracks to wall off the base of his ramp here, which is very unique, and I'm glad to see that. He's got 2 supply depots here, and it looks like his regular base is fine. He's got his orbital command up. He's got his 2 refineries going. These 2 Marines easily take down that overlord. It's not going to really matter at this point. He is in the red, but who cares? So the Raven's going to go ahead and start feeding from his natural. He's going to start dumping out the drones for that natural as well. So he's got the highlight over here for his units. And again, Pride's going to make sure there's nothing going on fishy. He doesn't have like an early roach warren or anything like that. But these Zerglings usually take care of that SCV. But it did its job. Let's take a look again back here. So it looks like he's got his reactor going up. So he's going to start pumping out double Marines. And again, with his factory, it looks like he's going for Hellions. So maybe try to get a little bit harass on that natural, which would be very, very crucial. If he can somehow get some harass on an early Zerg natural, would make all the difference in this game. So again, he's setting up another SCV for scouting. He definitely, Pride has all the intention in the world to know exactly what his opponent is doing at all times, which is kind of funny as he's not really doing anything. And the Raven wants to make sure he doesn't sneak in there and see, but as we see, well, there's really nothing that sneaky about it. So, interesting to see some Hellions coming up. I really like this play. I don't know what he's going to do with them, but we'll see what he can do. He's got 2 Marines and a Hellion up right now. Let's go ahead and get the unit count going. Each player pumping out, doing pretty good. 18 SCVs for Pride, 29 drones for the Raven, which is to be expected as easily he has the natural. Unfortunately, I wish Pride would come down here, save up 400 minerals, and get his command center. I really wish he would have done this a little bit earlier, but it looks like he doesn't really care about the expansion at this point, and just kind of walling it off and just going for another barracks here. So he's going to have 2 barracks and a factory up, and it looks like he's got a sneaky little starport here. Maybe see an M&M build, or a triple M build, pardon me there, so medevac, Marines, and Marauders. But I'm not sure if that's what he's going to do, so we'll have to take a look at that in a little bit. So again, Raven's using the overlords to kind of scan the map here. as Zerg does. I mean, they want to make sure that they know exactly what their opponent is doing as well. So, looks like the Raven's going for a miniature wall-off himself. He dropped his roach horn right in the front. That's interesting. I've never seen that before, so I'm assuming it's for a wall-off, and maybe he's going to move his spine crawl over here, which he's going to. So he's looking for a Terran-esque wall-off Zerg style, so that's good to see. A little something new. So now he's going to finally feed from this natural. He's had it up forever, and I don't know what he's been doing, but finally he's got all of his drones here. He's going to start pumping out of that natural, getting those minerals. It looks like he's putting up a Hydralisk in. Very, very smart here. Hydralisks are a great counter to an M&M build, as well as some roaches and a mix of lings. So you need to have a really balanced army to break that M&M build, or you're just going to get owned. It's just so powerful, especially against big-time forces like a Zerg can put out. Using that queen to get that spawn larva. I wish he would have dropped a creep tumor. I've said this numerous times as well. Oh, he does have one here. I did not see that behind this overlord. So he's just going to use that creep tumor. Hopefully he can move it up here. Start expanding the creep down here. He wants to use this creep area in here so he can control the map, make his forces faster, and even maybe move up these spine crawlers a little bit. It looks like these Hellions are going to try. Nice block there by the Zerglings. That's a phenomenal job. So this wall-off actually did its purpose. There was no chance to get a harass here on his drones. So these two spine crawlers and this block of this Hydralisk den, and then he walled off with his Zerglings. Very smart tactic there. Quick thinking there by the Raven to protect his base. So now we got just one Viking kind of just rolling around here. It looked like he had some kind of a battle, maybe with the queens in here, but it doesn't look like he really did anything. Little mishap on the Raven here. He has supply capped. So he's probably getting some more overloads right now, but it's a little bit late. I would like to see him a little bit earlier on that overlord, just a slight slip up here. And now we do have that expansion finally coming in. He built that command center in his base, he lifted it off, and now he's going to move it down to his natural. He's scouted enough, and he realizes that there's no attack imminent here from the Raven, so Pride is pretty much free to go ahead and get the natural and start pumping from it. So he's going to automatically upgrade that right away to an orbital command center. Very, very smart. Raven's going to move a little Zergling here into the Zelnaga watchtower so he can see the map for himself. So this Viking's just kind of milling around, not doing too much. He's just looking for any little sneaky overlords he can maybe pick off to pretty much put the Raven in supply cap or supply lock, which would be very smart, but it only slows you down temporarily without a force actually attacking it. So, and the Raven doing a good job again on Zerg. I think I just shoutcasted another Lost Temple map where Damaga pretty much covered the map the entire way, and he went really, really early for these high-yield minerals. So it's good to see the Raven is doing pretty much the same thing. And again, loving that creep tumor. Using that here. He's using all of his overlords to generate the creep, and so he can expand this creep tumor pretty much insanely quick all the way down here. He's going to cover this entire area over here, hopefully, and he'll be able to move his army around extremely fast. See how quick they are on that creep. So critical for the massive Zerg army. So he's got the full natural going here. He's got both his refineries up, 2 orbital commands, dropping down the mules to farm those minerals as quickly as possible. He's got his little bunker here. So he is kind of doing a triple M build, but not doing... Ooh, what do we have here? We have a Ghost Academy. He's got Cloak going right now. Very smart. That could really only mean one thing. He's obviously going to put out Ghosts. That's a no-brainer. But if he's going Cloak this early in the game, I would assume he's also going to grab a nuke as well. So we'll definitely have to take a gander at that in a few